Check out this eerie image of Jupiter captured by a NASA spacecraft. If you look closely, you will notice a green ghostly light coming from an area near the planet's north pole. Scientists believe it is a lightning strike photographed inside of Jupiter's swirling vortex.
Let's go, y'all. We back. Unreal Reality. No long intro this week, guys. Again, all I ask is that if you're not subscribed, you smash that subscribe button. And if you like the content, you smash that like button. That's it. Let's get right into it, y'all.
The only person on Earth to have the Neuralink brain chip has just recorded the first ever demonstration on how well it's working. And he's already received an ad for Prime. For your parents, the name of the first man to walk on the moon was important. But now we finally have the identity of the world's first cyborg, Noland Arbor. The 29-year-old, who was paralyzed from the shoulders down after a freak diving accident, is now telekinetic, meaning that everything he now does on his Mac is controlled with his mind. As you can see, he demonstrates playing chess, saying, before this, I had to use a mouse stick, but now, if you can see the cursor moving around the screen, that's all me. He said that the first day they let him use it by himself, he stayed up till 6 a.m. playing Civilization 6, which would have been impossible for him before. I mean, just wait till GTA 6 drops. He also did say that he wanted to let people know that it's not perfect and he has run into some issues, although he didn't specify what those issues were. But for anyone thinking about applying for human trials, he says there's nothing to be scared of, he's had no cognitive impairments, and that it's already changed his life and will soon change the world. So the question is, at some point, will you be getting the Neuralink chip or not?
That's it. I'm sorry, guys. Call me crazy, call me old-fashioned, but I'm just not too keen on putting things in my body that have to be charged daily via a USB cord to the dome, right?
Disturbing declassified government documents. This is 20%. Each video I go up will get worse and worse, so make sure to like and follow to keep up. This is Operation Northwoods. The operation was a list of proposals called for by the CIA to actually commit terrorism against the American military, civilian targets, and then blaming them on the Cuban government. The plan was formed during 1962, which we all know was the Cuban Missile Crisis. Some of the acts they were going to commit were shooting planes down, sinking boats of Cuban refugees, blowing up US ships, and the worst one is probably the mass murders in US cities. Ultimately, the plan was going to happen, and a lot of people in government were behind this, but the only reason it didn't happen is because JFK, the president at the time, said that, no, we're not gonna do it. This just goes to show you how far the government is willing to go to prove a point. I mean, murdering innocent people and then blaming it on Cuba is honestly a new low, so the real question is, what has happened that we don't know of yet? Make sure to like and follow for tomorrow's video.
Look, I don't know what this dude is smoking because the CIA lie to us Americans? Psh, they would never do such a thing.
Have you ever seen that video where it shows the local news people all saying like the exact same thing? It's really weird. No. Yeah, that's it.
It's to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are concerned about trouble the responsible one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
the sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their
This is fucking scary.
Yeah.
This is the scariest.
Well, that's propaganda. They're trying to bend a narrative in a very specific way for everybody.
Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if like every news outlet across the country all has the same exact master script that they all use.
How old are you?
Well, there's virtual age and actual age. My virtual age is how I look, what I appear to be in this physical body. So my physical body, even though I get told I don't look my age, would appear to be 48. My actual age, I'm going to be turning 83 this year. So you have to add in the 20-year tour of duty plus over a decade of the period when I was in training. So there's over 30 years of extra time and experience that I participated in that my body doesn't show because I was put back into a younger version of myself when I was 37.
This one's great. I could see someone in court trying to use this one, probably like a chomo, right? Your Honor, I myself have two ages. I have my physical age and I have my virtual age. And when I was talking to little Susie, I was in my virtual age of 16, not my physical age of 64, Your Honor. Let's check out this next guy who claims to be a clone.
This celebrity exposes that he is a human clone.
Actually freeze your body.
Well, what happened with my first gen is they took the skull because he initially had written in a will to the Whaling movement that if something were to happen to him, they can ship the skull over immediately to Clonade. So they can remove a fragment of bone that's located here. And then this fragment of bone stores all of your memories and consciousness. And with that, they can make a sufficient replica of yourself, a reproductive version of you, including your memories. And you can be selective as to which ones you keep or don't keep. And this process has been around for quite some time. Like Dolly the sheep was cloned back in, I think, the late 70s, early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Dolly the sheep, yeah, I remember that. And they cloned a lot of animals.
Yeah, Clonade, don't want to say too much information. This is going to be broadcast on the internet.
Oh, okay. This guy's on Gen 2. He's not even the first clone. He's on Gen 2. Well, you heard him very casually say, if there's ever a problem, they just cut off the head, ship it on over to Clonade, like it's Amazon. Oh my goodness. And they said a celebrity. They called this guy a celebrity. Who the fuck is Kid Boo? Never once heard of him before in my entire life. I thought it was an island boy.
I'm an island boy. Amanda Bynes used to have these piercings, and now the talk of the town is that she's not really Amanda Bynes because there's no scars. So kind of way back when, Amanda used to have 2 piercings on her cheeks, and it's not like an ear piercing that's gonna close up. To basically get them out, you need a surgical procedure to take them out. Like a doctor has to do it under surgery. And like the piercing's super cute, but when you look at her video, she doesn't have any scars. And you think maybe her skin just healed naturally, but there are before and after photos. So this is someone who also had the same exact piercing. They got it stitched up. There's a scar. And then you can kind of see a little bit of the scar residue. So basically Exhibit A and then Exhibit B. I mean, the scar is not there, but you can kind of see it. Another good example is Black China. She had the same exact piercing. And in this photo, you can see where it was. So close up, here's the piercing. And then you can see it right there, right? Because the piercing goes all the way through the cheek. It's like the scar is going to be worse than if you were to just take out an earring. So with other people having this type of scar after having that piercing surgically removed, people are saying Amanda's not Amanda because she doesn't have the scar. In all of her videos, it just looked like a smooth cheek. And with Amanda's TikTok content, she just seems a little bit out of it. Like, here's one.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a post to let you guys know that I'm gonna start wearing wigs now. I absolutely love this wig, and I just want to let you guys know that my hair was growing out so awkwardly that I absolutely hated it, so I'm totally gonna be wearing wigs now. I have another one that's blonde and blue. It's super cute, and I'm gonna get more. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think.
I think Amanda probably just has really nice skin, so it healed well. But everyone now is really talking about cloning and how celebrities have been cloned, and it's just the talk of the town now.
She's not a clone. She's fucking weird. Just because she wears wigs doesn't make her a clone. Shit, she worked at Nickelodeon as a kid under Dan Schneider. That's enough to make any kid fucking crazy, right?
Y'all, the feds just busted open a secret, exclusive, high-end commercial ring catering to some of the richest, most powerful people in the United States. And there were likely hundreds of customers, including elected officials, military officers, high-tech and pharmaceutical execs, doctors, professors, attorneys, scientists, accountants, and government contractors that possess security clearances. And with this, clients allegedly paid upwards of $600 per hour, and some even paid a monthly membership to be pre-cleared for in a process similar to TSA PreCheck. And according to prosecutors, all of this going on since at least July of 2020. Now, what we've seen are 3 leaders who organize the business being charged with conspiracy to coerce and entice others to travel to engage in illegal activity. And while we've seen none of the customers being named or charged yet, prosecutors have said they are committed to holding accountable those who, quote, fueled the demand for this ring. And a big thing here is we know that they have names because authorities used surveillance and phone records to identify buyers and interviewed about 20 of them during the investigation. Plus, the verification process for interested buyers allegedly required them to provide their full names, email address, phone number, employer, and references. So get ready, because if names start dropping, this could be huge. But follow to stay in the loop.
Come on, y'all. What you guys thought? Epstein Island was the only pedo playground out there in the entire world? Shit. They got tons of these islands, warehouses, places all over the world. Okay? You got to give up a couple to keep the rest secure.
This celebrity was asked if she was in the Illuminati and she failed.
Are you a part of the Illuminati? Yes. No, I'm not. Did that come up as a lie when I said yes? Yes, that's true. Oh, see? That means I'm not. You sure about that? I said yes. I'm just kidding. Don't try to work the system.
Exactly. Are you all in a secret Illuminati like club?
No.
Is it because you can't tell me if you are?
No. Don't be suspicious. Don't tell me.
Is that true, Sam?
Inconclusive. Can you imagine?
Bro.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Are you a part of the Illuminati?
No. Are you in the Illuminati? You're a very angry person. You ask a lot of questions with a lot of anger in your voice. I just want you to know that it doesn't make a person entirely comfortable.
I never understood the fascination with the Illuminati. Like, who cares if Kourtney Kardashian is in some secret society? Is it going to change or affect your daily day-to-day? My guess is no. So who fucking cares?
Then the ice starts to go from smooth to starting to break up here.
Like, where aren't we right now? What planet is this? Just take a photo picture. I like how that Earth is meeting the glacier. See that interesting shape?
Oh wow,
it's
yeah.
making?
Just mesmerized. I've never seen terrain like this.
It's so insane, isn't it? Because this is right at the edge of it. It's pools of water.
Ice. Like cold. I don't even know what
like nothing you've ever seen.
Nothing like
it blows away anything we've seen so far.
Oh man, the ice below us is that's like the Grand Canyon of ice.
Yep.
Just like blown away looking up at the walls and the peaks next to us.
Terrain like what? Does anyone else see what they see? Like, are they showing us something different from what they're seeing? Because I don't know what's so mesmerizing about that. It looks like they're flying over Alaska. It looks like they're flying over Pennsylvania in the wintertime. So I don't get it. Do you?
30 minutes after my flight left Albuquerque for Chicago, I was shaken out of my Panda Express and tequila-induced stupor by a man 4 rows back trying to aggressively open the plane door.
This morning, a passenger under investigation after a mid-air scare.
I ran back there, and me and 4 other dudes had to wrestle him into the aisle, duct tape his legs, and put flexi cuffs on him. Then we dragged him to the back of the plane and thankfully made it back to Albuquerque safe and sound, where he was apprehended by police, and I drank a bunch of terminal sodas to ease my nerves. Hands down, the scariest flight experience of my life.
Listen, y'all, this has got to be like top 3 of my biggest fears ever, okay? Being on a plane and some asshole trying to open the door.
What? I think everyone knows who Tom Holland is, right? Played the role in Spider-Man. He's done some incredible films. Listen to Tom Holland as he talks about how he has to pull away from Hollywood because Hollywood's super corrupt, it's evil. You see incredible actors start to fall apart because he really hates it there. And what he starts to experience from this, check this out.
I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it to kind of just live as normal a life as possible. Today, doing this is a very rare thing for me to do. Yeah, I definitely think it has been an ongoing thought, which is don't lose yourself. I've seen so many people come before me and lose themselves, and I've had friends that I've grown up with that aren't friends of mine anymore because they've lost themselves to this business. I just am really, really keen to focus on what makes me happy, which is my family, it's my friends, it's my carpentry, my golf, the charity that my mum runs. Like, that is the stuff that makes me really happy, and that's the stuff that I should protect.
Hollywood is getting weirder and weirder. A lot of things are starting to get exposed, and Tom alludes to it, but he doesn't clearly say it. He knows something that we don't know, and he wants out of there.
Oh, poor Tom Holland doesn't like Hollywood. Wah, 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 wah. Are you fucking kidding me? I can almost guarantee that he wasn't crying this bullshit sad song when he was cashing his multi-million-dollar checks from Hollywood, right? Right. We got you, Spidey. We see who you are, homeboy.
Anaheim police say was the attempted kidnapping of a 13-year-old girl Thursday afternoon. As she approached this white pickup truck, you see the driver get out and go to the other side. As the girl passes the truck, you then hear a scream.
This is absolutely an attempted kidnapping. This 13-year-old girl was simply walking home from school when this random stranger exited a car, forcefully grabbed her, and tried to pull her into a vehicle.
Thankfully, other people were around and called police.
What happened was, as she was being grabbed, she was kicking, she was screaming. Others in the area were screaming and yelling, and it basically spooked the suspect. Thankfully, that's what caused him to get in the vehicle and drive away.
Police are still looking for that suspect. Here's another picture of the pickup truck police say he was driving. The driver is described as a male Hispanic, about 25 years old, with a thin build, short, thin hair, and wearing a gray hoodie.
I'm sorry, y'all. I have absolutely no patience for this type of thing. I hope they find this guy, bury him in the ground, and stone him.
The situation at the Texas border is reaching peak chaos. Dozens of migrants have now smashed through the border checkpoint after ripping through the razor wire and storming past a number of armed troops. Reports say that the Texas National Guard were attempting to organize around 600 people amassed at the border into smaller groups. But the situation grew tense after some women and children were separated from adult males by the guardsmen. After some hours passed, it said that they grew impatient and broke through the barriers, leading to the chaos you see here. Texas's governor said that the National Guard quickly regained control and are now redoubling the razor wire barriers to prevent situations like these from happening again.
But you know the thing that like really boils my blood is that shortly after this whole little riot settled and the dust cleared, you want to know what we did? Come on in, guys. Oh, that riot you guys just caused? No worries. You're probably all really good people and just having a bad day. Come on into our country. We welcome you.
Dinosaur shrimp were just found alive in Arizona. These dinosaur shrimp have 3 eyes. You can see 2 in the shape of a heart and then 1 in the dead center. And they survive as eggs for decades. Some scientists are even saying they could be over 100 years old. And they don't hatch until the climate is just right for them to hatch. We know Arizona as a desert, but it didn't used to be that way. In prehistoric times, it was a sea. Okay, how long have these things been there? Because they were found in this area, which is a prehistoric place where indigenous people used to play ball, or so they think. They really don't know what this is used for, but this is a protected area by the state. And it's a tourist destination. But what happened was there were monsoon rains and this area filled up with water. It doesn't usually rain like that in Arizona, and they were just waiting for this to evaporate because they said it doesn't take long. And now that they had a pool, they were ready to hatch. So they hatched in the pool. Wow. And after they hatched, they immediately started to feed on their environment and grow. Kind of makes me wonder what else is going to come out of the earth as the environment continues to change.
This is like the exact plot of Jurassic Park. No? Right? Listen. Next thing you know, they're going to extract a tiny bit of DNA from this dinosaur shrimp. And next thing you know, there's going to be a fucking T-Rex running through the Arizona desert.
In the year 1988, a strange phenomenon swept across the globe, one that went unnoticed by the public but caused ripples through the fabric of reality. It was the year humanity faced an unrecorded extinction, and everything we know today is built on the echoes of that lost world. A small group of internet theorists, known as the Anomaly Truthers, believed that in 1988, a catastrophic event erased humanity. This event was so devastating that it caused a reset in the timeline, a glitch that the universe itself scrambled to fix. They claim this is why so many people experience the Mandela effect, because our collective consciousness is trying to reconcile the inconsistencies between pre- and post-1988 realities. The surge in 80s nostalgia isn't just cultural, It's a subconscious effort by those who lived through the anomaly to remember the lost world. This is why new generations, even those born decades later, feel an inexplicable connection to the 80s. They're resonating with the echoes of a past that's imprinted on the human psyche. What if our 80s nostalgia and moments of deja vu are more than whims of the mind, but whispers of a forgotten past?
Very interesting theory. I don't know though. See, I myself, I am an 80s baby. I was born in the 80s, so I've always felt that connection, nostalgia to that decade. So I don't know. Very interesting theory though, I must say.
Have you ever heard a millennial say, I don't want the government to get my DNA? I hate to break this to you. They have it because in the 90s, the police scared your parents. It made you come to these little areas where police met. Mine was a BJ's. And you lined up, and these weird people took hair off your head and taped it to a card with your name and your social security number on it. This was a trick they pulled on our parents, so in case we ever went missing, there would be a database of all of our DNA. So that way, if any children ever showed up unalive, they could immediately spot them and contact the parents. Because we all obviously have that same phone number that they wrote on the card. That's a scary thought, right? But I remember, like, my grandma getting so close to my head, and they kept trying to pull out hairs, and they didn't get it right. And she was like, they have to get the bulb. They have to get the little white thing on the end, because that's where your DNA is. Someone just reminded me of this.
I don't remember having this done. I'm not saying it didn't happen or that they didn't do it. I'm just saying I don't remember having it done. I was born in the 80s, the early 80s at that, so I don't know. If you guys remember having something like this done, let us know in the comments. Let us know below.
Have you ever heard about the Philadelphia experiment? In the early 1940s, the United States government orchestrated a top-secret experiment in the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. The main objective of the experiment was to make a U.S. Navy ship invisible to the human eye with the help of force fields. However, the experiment went horribly wrong. The government used the USS Eldridge as a test subject. However, when the test began, the ship disappeared out of nowhere, leaving behind a mysterious green haze. Witnesses claimed that the ship appeared in Norfolk, Virginia, before vanishing into thin air again. The ship then reappeared in Philadelphia after a short while. However, the scene on board was truly horrifying. Some of the men on board reportedly went mentally insane. Others were shifting in and out of reality. But even more strangely, some men mysteriously disappeared and were never heard from ever again. And after the bizarre events, the government closed down the experiment and forced everyone to keep quiet about what happened. However, 40 years later, a man by the name of Al Balek came out and said that he was one of the men aboard during the experiment. Al claimed that when the ship was starting to disappear, he had jumped off the ship and traveled to the year 2137. But what do you think? What really happened during the Philadelphia experiment?
Yeah, I grew up no more than like 15 minutes away from where this took place. So if you ever want to go down a rabbit hole, check out the Philadelphia experiment and get ready to have your mind blown, people, okay?
This is fucking spooky. Have you heard of the Kobe Bryant conspiracy theory? Okay, you're gonna add all four of these numbers and then tell me what you get. If you did the math right, you would have gotten 8,024. Kobe's jersey numbers were 8 and 24. And if you take these numbers and add each number individually, you're going to come up with the number 41. Kobe Bryant was 41 years old at the moment of his death. This is so fucking crazy. So they died on January 26th. Now, if you add those numbers individually, you get the number 9. And there were 9 people that died in the helicopter crash. Now, this last part had me spooked. So the helicopter departed at 9:06 in the morning. And at 9:47, they reported the crash. If you take 9:47 minus 9:06, you get 41. The helicopter crashed within 41 minutes of departing. Kobe Bryant was 41 years old at the time of death. Was there a conspiracy behind Kobe Bryant's death? Was it a ritual from the Illuminati? There's all these crazy theories out there. All this math and numerology is giving me a fucking headache.
So what? I'm supposed to believe that this loser is a Rain Man because he took a bunch of numbers from Kobe's life, added some up, subtracted them up until he could find a certain narrative that the answers could fit? Like, what a loser. Like, who has time to do this? Better yet, who believes this?
Have you guys ever seen this commercial? This was a commercial that they sneaked in. I believe it was in the Super Bowl, y'all. Y'all seen this? It's a secret getaway island just for celebrities or celebrities that have been, you know, unalived, quote unquote, y'all. Look at this. Look at that. And they ring the bell because they see a ship coming. And they all start going into their hiding places. That's crazy, y'all. Remember, you guys, when Shakespeare said the world is just a stage and every man and woman playing their character, their role? I don't know what they said, but yeah, look at that, y'all.
I wonder what it is where when we see this commercial 20 years ago during the Super Bowl, it didn't, you know, out of sight, out of mind. No one even gave it a thought, right? It probably even had reactions like, wow, that was really cool. But we see it 20 years later and we think to ourselves, damn, that's fucked up. Like, it gives us a whole different psychological reaction. I'm just curious, why is that? If anyone out there knows why that is, please, please, please let us know below, guys.
Have you heard about the crazy conspiracy theory that Lorde has been lying about her age this whole time and is actually in her 40s? You need to hear this. This theory starts back when Lorde released Royals at the very young age of only 16, allegedly. The worldly and deep meaning of the song had a lot of people shocked that a 16-year-old wrote it. And they started questioning, even the Grammy Academy started questioning when she won the Song of the Year award at the youngest age to ever do so. Shortly after, everyone, and I mean everyone online, started questioning her age, saying she looks older, no way a teen can write a song like that, and something is up. Conspiracy theorists say Lorde faked her age so she can appeal to a larger audience and have a longer career. Lorde even joked in a Vanity Fair article that she's actually 45. Then Lorde literally commissioned the New Zealand Department of Internal Affairs to get her birth certificate, which says 1996. But does that birth certificate look real? A lot of people say that it looks completely doctored. The craziest thing is that then a very real birth certificate leaked, saying she's born in 1980, so she'd be 41.
I mean, I've heard people lie about their age 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, but come on, man, 25 years? What does she think? She wasn't ever going to get caught?
Whatever you do, never go searching for this video. These 5 friends were forced to kill each other by the Mexican cartel. These 5 young, aged from 19 to 22, were looking for some sort of employment, and they were promised a high-paying job at a call center. But when the alleged contact was taking them to meet the people for the job, it actually turned out to be a whole scheme to recruit them to the Mexican cartel. And when all 5 of these boys said they didn't want to join, the cartel then said okay and tied them up, taped their mouth and took a picture, and then recorded one of the friends killing all the other 4 friends. And after that, they put the 5th one, who just killed all of his friends, into a car and set it on fire. I am telling you right now, do not go searching for this video because you will find it. And trust me, you do not want to see something like this. This case is absolutely horrific, and the fact that this happens way more often than we think is just extremely scary and disturbing. It's just sad that these young men were just trying to get a job and make some money for themselves. But instead, it turned into a living nightmare. Rest in peace, these 5 young men.
Their first sign should have been high-paying call center job. Come on, really? Stop looking for jobs on Craigslist, people.
The year 2024 is considered the worst year in history in terms of weather and economic crisis, as it is the time, and the predictions from a mysterious time traveler about the weird upcoming events in 2024 make everything even crazier. Save this and come back if they prove to be true. On April 9th, ocean waters turn black for a week, and many unknown sea creatures wash up on shore. On May 27th, the Second American Civil War begins as Texas secedes from the country, followed by other states. It will eventually lead to an all-out war with involvement from other countries and nuclear weapons. On August 8th, massive versions of over 40 mysterious species, are discovered in a secret part of the Amazon rainforest. These include 6-foot butterflies, 3-foot long ants, 5-foot spiders, 200-foot snakes, and tree-sized cats. On September 19th, the first ever Category 6 hurricane occurs on the U.S. East Coast. It makes landfall in Florida as a Category 5 before returning to the ocean, strengthening, and slamming into South Carolina as a Category 6. On October 25th, a very famous musician comes out and reveals that he had faked his death. Everyone will know who he is. He is known as a legend of his time and will be even more famous than Taylor Swift.
I don't know about y'all, but 6-foot butterflies and 10-foot ants sound fucking horrific. Well, what do you guys think? Cap, real, CGI, Photoshop? I guess we'll never know. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.